with the exception of Hoyland, the jury's still out. I was completely and categorically wrong.
Wonderful menu.
However, I'm so glad they signed those players. I'm so glad because I'm enjoying the Shakespearean tragedy. Welcome to the latest episode of Yahoo Footballing Weekly with me, Yahoo columnist Neil Humphreys.
And me, Yahoo editor Keong, and a belated Merry Christmas to all of you.
Indeed. Compliments of the season. This is a festive holiday special. We're looking back.
I brought the Santa hats.
Well, it's a 2023 look back celebration of the year, and that's why I wore this T-shirt. Bobby Charlton.
R.I.P. man.
We lost a legend in 2023. All the best to Bobby Charlton. What a great player. What a great player he was. Hey? One of the best ever.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to look back in this episode at the highs and lows and the weird and the wonderful of 2023. Let's start with the English Premier League itself.
Yeah.
What did you like or dislike about it so far?
Well, I think one of the most satisfying trends that I can think of is like I can't see any team playing defensively.
Nope.
Everybody's going for it, Even and then they're doing it well. People like Aston Villa, Spurs, and maybe even teams like Burnley and Bournemouth. I know they sometimes will have to fall back and retreat and defend for long hours, but every time they see an opportunity, they will go up and attack, and that's great. I think one thing that turned me off last time to Italian football was the ultra defensive football.
100%.
And every time there are great players there, but they just the psyche of Italians football clubs is to sit back, defend until they see an opportunity, they'll break. And their counter attacks were great, but you see the whole 90 minutes, you're like, so tired and so boring. And now, obviously, English Premier League is not like Italian football, but increasingly we see teams coming out with great ideas, great attacking ideas. People like Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp with Manchester City and Liverpool, they come up with great ways to pressure the opponents right up the field and attack.
Yep.
And that's a great trend. And every team has sort of like play a bit on the tactics and do their own attacking style, which is fine. I love it.
Great. I could not agree with you more. You've made me think of what my favourite trend is, right? Let me ask you, outside of football, what has been the biggest trend in 2023? AI, artificial intelligence, right? What has been the best thing about the EPL in the first half of the season? It's been messy, it's been anarchic, it's been human, it's been chaotic. It's been the complete opposite of AI, right? Yeah. When we're all terrified of control and, everything is done and sanitized and conformity, and it's complete opposite of that. Yeah. Ange Postecoglou, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, they're either playing mad football, losing their temper with reporters, or Pep Guardiola's just losing his temper with everybody, right? Pundits. It's brilliant. Yeah. It's never felt more human, more flawed, more unpredictable. You've got Aston Villa up there. You've got Man U down there. You can't predict anything. Chelsea down there, absolutely. Yeah. I have never enjoyed the EPL more for its honest human frailties.
Yes.
The complete opposite of AI, right? Yeah. Long may it continue.
Wonderful point you made there. It's really, nobody can predict what's going to happen. And it's like, wow, everybody's like really wanting to watch the next week, the next weekend. And that brings me to my next point of, something which I enjoyed this season. And it's, we've been doing this for 2 seasons, podcast for 2 seasons, and then naturally I will start to be more aware of the podcast in that's happening in the English Premier League. And this season, really great podcast all around.
Fantastic.
If you haven't seen that, The Rest is Football, led by Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, and Michael Richards. Every week, gems all around. Talk about everything from their playing days to the current Premier League. Not only that, you have Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville on the overlap, and with
Stick to Football as well.
Roy Keane and Ian Wright for Stick to Football. Those are absolutely engrossing podcasts. And the thing is that we've done about 30 years of Premier League, so all these players have seen through all that Premier League era.
Yep.
And they have a lot of stories to tell about when they were players, how the Premier League was doing, and that's fascinating to all of us who have gone through all the Premier League era, like all of them. Great stories to tell, but also for me, the way they analyze the current situations, the current scenarios, the current matches, I think it's top notch. They have that kind of gravitas, that kind of being actual players. They have that kind of respect you give them, and then whatever they say counts a lot. Yeah.
I think you make a great point, which leads me to my other favourite trend of 2023, which is this was the year I felt when English Premier League consumption really changed for the better for the streaming generation, because it ties in with the podcast. Let's be frank, I'm known as the TikTok football guy, as are you in Singapore. Why? Because our wonderful director there, Jay, he cuts the clips into bite-sized chunks for TikTok and Instagram, and that's the way media is being consumed now, whether we like it or not. And that's why, to your point, the rest is football, the overlap, stick to football is proving so popular, and why our clips get sometimes up to 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 views.
Yeah.
This was the year when English Premier League media really caught up with my daughter's streaming generation.
Right.
We love our 90-minute matches. We do. We still watch them. But Gen Z, and even us, we're busy people. We want bite-sized chunks, informative, entertaining little chunks of football. And this was the year when it caught up.
And not just in UK, in Singapore also. We our former sponsors, StarHub.
I agree.
I mean, they've been improving their services all along, and then we've been getting what we want, bite size, highlights, and then you can toggle between matches, all on streaming, and all for a relatively cheap price. Wonderful.
My last EPL trend, and this is the one I'll get the hate mail for, but my favourite trend of 2023 is the ongoing collapse of Manchester United. I can't help it. It's the author in me. I like the anarchic Shakespearean drama. It's got the final days of the Roman Empire about it, the hedonism.
They started the season with so much pompous enthusiasm, saying, last year we got third, now we're gonna fight for the title with Man City.
Exactly.
And everything fell flat right off the bat. It's just...
Exactly. Empires need to implode from within and then rebuild. And that's what's happening now. You've got Martial can't use his feet. You've got Onana can't use his hands. You've got Ten Hag can't use his head. There's nothing not to like about the Manchester United
pure
tragedy.
Drama, comedy, tragedy, whatever your affiliation.
I love it. Well, they've been my favourite trends of 2023 in the EPL. Tell us yours. Send them to
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_MY on Twitter, and Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
Now, of course, we have to turn it around.
Infuriating.
Our most infuriating trends of 2023.
You can't beat VAR.
Nope.
It's just VAR is just consumed. Even the fans who are talking about it on social media, every time it's why is VAR given for this and not that match, and this foul and not that foul? It's all a lot of what about the reason. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy argument. It's very hard to determine. But that's what VAR has caused us to be. Because they said VAR will be like something like will erase all doubts, erase all the vagaries about football, all the rules and regulations, and it hasn't turned out to be. It's just more people having their opinions about the same thing, and then it's just a classic case of too many cooks spoiling the broth.
Yep.
And then now that we were, all the fans don't know which one is which, complaining all over, just making it more and more negative. And it brings me back to one time. Do you remember the golden goal?
Yes. In the Euros, 96.
96 and about 2000, they had this rule that, once you score during extra time, they stop. The idea of that was to make the game a bit more exciting, a bit more offensive, so people were going for goals. But it got the opposite effect. Everybody is defending tightly.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was scared to let in the goals. And then immediately, after a couple of years, they dropped it.
Yeah.
And I don't see what good this VAR has done. Like the golden goal rule, it's just that had the opposite effect on football.
Yep.
But they put so much money, you set up so much technology to do this. It's so hard. It's gonna be so hard to take away the VAR.
Could not agree more. And you fired me up because that brings me to my most irritating trend of 2023. It's pundits not saying the truth about VAR. It's driving me mad. They come out with this cliched crap. Oh, VAR's not quite right, but we're stuck with it now and we have to make it work. You are not politicians.
Yeah.
You are paid pundits. You are not enslaved to the English Premier League.
Precisely.
You should come out and stop treating your viewers, your fans, your readers like they are morons.
Yeah.
No football fans at this point want VAR. Goal line technology, fine. It works. Keep it. No problem.
That's black and white. No? Yeah.
Absolutely. VAR is not working. And more pundits need to come out and say it's not working. It's breaking the game and it's punishing the most important people, the fans in the stadium. Because without them, all of your nice fancy graphics and packages that you sell around the world mean nothing.
Yeah.
And they're the last people to know anything because they don't know what's going on. They can't hear what the VAR guys are saying. It's not working. It's broken. And pundits need to start saying it how it is. They need to start reflecting what fans really think. Drives me mad. Drives me mad, that one.
I totally agree with you.
I've got one more. You got one more?
I got one more.
I got one more, right? This one is like quirky, weird, silly. But one of my annoying trends of 2023 is this childish obsession with ball-playing goalkeepers.
It's the same.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same. I don't like.
Right? Because
yeah.
I call it the tactics of the school playground. You know when you was a kid, like when I was a kid, it was the 86 World Cup.
Yeah.
So Maradona's doing his thing. And then the next day, we all tried to be Maradona, right? We all tried to be Maradona. We all tried to copy Argentina's tactics, but we can't because we're crap, right?
Exactly.
Likewise, you've got managers acting like kindergarten kids going, oh, ball-playing goalkeepers, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that, I can sign Onana, I can do that, I can do that, and you can't, right? It only works in very specific cases with specific goalkeepers, specific managers, and specific tactics.
Yep.
Stop using the tactics of the playground.
Yeah. And just because some goalkeepers are a bit more skillful on the ball, it doesn't make them ball-playing goalkeepers.
Correct.
Yeah. The basics is still need to be good at saving shots. People like Alisson, Manuel Neuer, Ederson, they are ball-playing goalkeepers, but more importantly, they save shots like nobody else.
That is your number one job.
And you have people like Andre Onana, who is everybody says he's a ball playing goalkeeper when he comes into Manchester United, and he can't save a shot for his life. It's like, what's the point? And then you've let David De Gea go, and that's why Manchester United are the head case it is. Yeah,
ball playing keeper. He's a ball scooping out of his own net keeper. That's what he is. A ball scooping out of his own net keeper. Yeah. All right, moving on. Things we got right in 2023. Now, this was quite hard, actually.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Right, I've got one, right? So the thing that I got right with my predictions in 2023 that I'm kind of proud of is the man, Ange Postecoglou. I said at the start of the season, this man is going to be special. I didn't say he was going to win titles. I just said his football would be fantastic because I watched him in the sort of 28, 9, 10 period when he was at Brisbane Roar.
Yeah.
Just some of the finest club football I've ever seen. They went on a 36-game unbeaten run. Yeah. Still one of the finest, longest football runs certainly in Australian history. And I knew at the start of the season, Spurs were going to play great football. Weren't always going to win, but they were going to be entertaining. And he hasn't disappointed at all.
Absolutely.
What's yours?
Well, if you cast your minds back into August or July during this year, Liverpool were undergoing sort of a rebuild, and then everybody said they might not even finish in the top four.
Yeah,
they might just make it into the fourth place, and now they're fighting for a title. And I think I did say that if everything goes right, I'm also a bit skeptical, but if Szoboszlai and if McAllister can assimilate well, I think they have a shot at the title.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're going to win it.
I see even Jay raising an eyebrow there. I remember you saying they could do okay. Yeah. I don't remember you saying, no, that's fair enough. You did. All right. Now, what we got wrong. The one I got completely wrong in 2023. And I'll hold my hand up.
Yeah, I think I know.
Manchester United have signed the best players in the transfer window. They have signed a ball-playing goalkeeper in Onana. They have signed a good utility man in Mason Mount. And they have signed a great prospect in Højlund.
Yeah.
With the exception of Højlund, the jury's still out. I was completely and categorically wrong.
Wonderful menu.
However, I'm so glad they signed those players. I'm so glad because I'm enjoying the Shakespearean tragedy so much.
Comedy, man.
What have you got?
I actually say Spurs will struggle without Harry Kane. Well, I'll put my hands up and say they are wrong. Yeah.
But what did you, come on, don't be shy. What did you get right? What did you get wrong? We want to know your predictions, the good ones, the bad ones. Send them all to
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo _MY on Twitter, Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
Now, I love this one.
Yeah.
Keong has pulled out some of the most extraordinary Yahoo football stats I have ever heard. They are genuinely amazing.
There are some amazing.
They are.
Yeah. So every year, Yahoo Singapore will sort of like do a tradition during the December year-end, do some year-end statistics. We come up with the top 10 search anything, top 10 search male celebrities, female celebrities, local newsmakers, foreign newsmakers, and obviously we also do for sports. This year we do two lists, one of the top 10 most searched EPL clubs and the top 10 most searched athletes in general, not just footballers, every kind of athletes.
Brilliant.
So great. I mean, I always love to see what they come up with.
So what were the top 10 most searched football clubs?
Yep. Top 10 most searched football club. And number 10, Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
Okay. They just returned to the Premier League. Number 9, Leeds. Okay. They just got relegated, but still quite a solid fan base around. Number 8 is a bit surprising. Spurs there. I would have thought they might be a bit higher.
Okay.
But okay. I mean, still in the top 10. Number 7, Man City. I know some people saying that.
I'll come back to that. Yeah.
Number 6, Everton. Okay, they do have some sort of fan base. As are number 5, Newcastle. Number 4, Chelsea. Okay, they were good for a while.
Yep.
Okay, the top 3 are a bit not surprising. Number 3 is Arsenal. Number 2 is Liverpool. Number 1, obviously, Manchester United. Yeah. I think Manchester United, because the thing is that a lot of drama happening in the club. Not just even this season. Last season, when Cristiano Ronaldo threatened to leave the club, and all of things were swirling them. Obviously, they had some success winning the Carabao Cup, and then here and there in the top 3. So I think that's why they got a lot of search from at Yahoo, and then that's why they're the top.
I thought the list was great. Looking at the Yahoo top 10 clubs, I take great heart from it because the cliche for Singapore football fans is they're bandwagon jumpers. And I've never actually believed that. The loyalty they show to Manchester United and Liverpool, good times and bad, is right there. They're still 1 and 2. But more interestingly, Leeds and Nottingham Forest being in the top 10, that shows that loyal fan base from the guys back in the 1970s and also more recently in the 90s when they had good teams. Singapore football fans are loyal. And that's a bit of a warning to Manchester City. You've got to earn it.
Yeah.
To go a bit Saving Private Ryan, you've got to earn it. It's not going to happen overnight. Singapore Manchester United fans and Liverpool fans are not fickle. They're not going to jump from one title winner to another. It hasn't happened in the last 20 years, and it hasn't happened now. So I take great comfort from this list. Singapore football fans are not bandwagon jumpers. They will stick with their clubs. They're loyal.
Yeah. Even like how bad Manchester United are fluctuating between good and bad,
Yep.
They still got their loyal fans.
And I've also got something to say about the top 10 searched athletes in Singapore
There's some
on Yahoo.
surprising names there.
Do a quick back to 10 to 1.
All right. From number 10, Emma Raducanu.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Tennis player, young and pretty.
Yep.
So it's well searched. Number 9, Neymar.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. He went to Saudi Arabia and then got injured. Number 8, LeBron James. Makes sense.
Yeah, basketball's huge in Singapore.
Yep. Number 7, Nick Faldo.
Makes no sense at all.
Why? How?
Nick Faldo was a major winning golfer when I was a little boy.
1987 to about 1993, he was at his peak.
I checked, you checked.
Before Tiger Woods.
Way before. He was back Greg Norman's time.
Yeah.
He hasn't been to Singapore recently. Nope. He doesn't have any academies in Singapore that I'm aware of. Nope. Correct me if I'm wrong. And yet here he is, number 7 most searched athlete in Singapore.
Tell us why.
Please tell me why Nick Faldo was in the top 10 most searched athletes. If you don't do anything else, please do that. Send the comments too.
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_NY on TikTok, and Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
I need an answer. All right, top 6.
Okay, top 6. Number 6, Loh Keong Yew.
Yep.
Our own shuttler, world champion. Number 5, Novak Djokovic. Obviously, he won 3 Grand Slams this year. Fair play to him. Number 4, Shanti Pereira. Yeah, one of my favorite local athlete at the moment. Won the Asian Games 200 meter sprint gold.
Brilliant.
Number 3, Mo Salah. Woo!
Yeah, all right.
Obviously, there was talk about him going to be transferred to Saudi Arabia for a huge sum of money.
And number 1's going to be Jared Bowen, right?
No,
okay. Antonio?
Not really.
All right, go ahead.
Number 2 is Lionel Messi.
Yep.
I mean, after he transferred to Inter Miami was a big thing. And number 1, actually not surprising, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. The past year, he's been wanting to leave the club, Manchester United. The relationship sour. He went on Piers Morgan and made an explosive interview, and then he was moved on to Saudi Arabia, and then tried to promote Saudi Arabia. So a lot of talk about him, and then that's why he's still the most searched player.
And why Ronaldo is bigger than Messi in terms of searches in Singapore is very simple. It's the pull of the English Premier League again, and the strength of Manchester United's legacy, and why La Liga and Serie A and the rest, the non-English speaking leagues, are still got to deal with the EPL juggernaut.
That's true. Also, Ronaldo has such a strong social media presence, whereas Messi, he's a bit more introspect. He doesn't have an Instagram. He doesn't have a Facebook account. That's very
and Ronaldo has direct connections, links with Peter Lim in Singapore.
Correct. And he's I think the most followers on Instagram in the whole world. So,
but I just wanted to say one thing that pleases me about this list, seeing Shanti and Loh Keong Yew on the list, just reminds me again. Don't patronize Singapore sports fans. This idea that sports fans in Singapore just want to whack, armchair critics. Yes, there is a vocal minority, but that's all they are. They're just loud on social media. Singaporians want winners. Yeah. This idea that we want Singaporeans to fail because it makes better headlines and better publicity.
Small minority.
It's very small. Shanti being in the top 10, Loh Keong Yew being in the top 10, we want winners.
Whenever I write about those two,
correct,
I can almost guarantee that they will be the most read story of the day.
100%. Yeah. I told you before, right? The most read article I've ever written in 25 years was when Schooling won the gold medal. So we want winners. Don't patronise sports fans. All right, now that was the English Premier League. Let's do Singapore football.
Yeah.
Not so great in 2023.
Very little to be really positive about.
What have you
got? The time when Lion City Sailors beat Yongbuk Hyundai Motors, who are 9-time K-League champions. That was like, whoa, everybody's like, what a result. That week, I think all of us are like, kind of positive. Even when we said, because the very next week, Singapore were facing South Korea. Then we say, could it like osmosis over to Singapore, and then Singapore somehow upset South Korea? It didn't happen. But that was a bit of an optimistic moment, which I pretty enjoyed. And it's like, that's about it.
I've got the same one. I've got the Lion City Sailors. I'll take a slightly different tack so I don't repeat you. I'll just say that Lion City Sailors were my bright spot because it shows potential investors that there is a pathway for a private football enterprise. If Lion City Sailors do not succeed, I don't want to be all wayang, very dramatic, but it's true. If they don't succeed, there's no hope. There's no hope for Singapore football, because if they can't succeed with private money, what chance has anybody else got? So we all need LCS to do well.
Oh yeah. And good luck for next season. I think they have a good chance in the Singapore League. Also, I think as part of our podcast, we met a lot of grassroots organizers, football organizers, and that's the other gratifying thing about doing this podcast.
I agree.
We have people at Rasvinder. We got that time a futsal player who's going to play in the Brunei League.
Yeah. Eddie from the Lion City
Eddie
Sailors.
from the Lion City.
They've got Haizam's connections, and then you've got the Hougang Halls guys. Just great.
Those people, make me somehow feel that there's still something going on in the Singapore grassroots
100%.
scene. There's things you can tap. There's a base you can that football, if done right, they can tap to a very strong source of fans that will be very supportive of whatever things you put out, which will improve the Singapore football. If only there's things that good enough for that lah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Now, things we got right and things we got wrong in Singapore football in 2023. Did you have any?
I think I did say Lion City Sailors will win something.
Okay.
So finally, in this month, I think they won the Singapore Cup. I was like,
Okay, well.
yeah, that was good lah, which is good.
So you did well. Okay, the one thing I'm proud of, the thing I got right more than any other about local football in 2023 was when I met Danielle Tam in the flesh. I said, this girl is like no other, never mind footballer, young person. She's like no other young person I've ever met. She's 18. I've never met such passion, drive, focus, dedication. This kid, and that's what she was, this kid is going to do something special. She was going off to Germany on her own. She gave up an American sports scholarship to go to Borussia Dortmund on her own. I said, through sheer sweat, blood and tears, this girl will succeed. And she is knocking it out of the park. She's flying at Borussia Dortmund. Danielle Tan, you are my success story of 2023. More importantly, your Singapore success story of 2023 in football.
Wonderful.
Keep it going.
Wonderful.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
But I must add, the one I got wrong, we both got it wrong.
Okay.
Do you know what it is? You and I, this is what we got wrong. You and I said, we're going to go to the Lion City Sailors game. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
We all missed that one. Yeah.
John Book, we said we're going.
Oh, yeah.
Last minute, I said, no, I've got something on. I'm not going to go.
still
You were
working,
working.
I'm still
No.
busy with work.
It was the game of the season. And we weren't there.
And I was like, what? 2-0? And it was like, why were I there?
Eddie was right. The Lion City Sailors were right. We were wrong. We're sorry. We hold our hands up. It will not happen again.
Come on, forgive us this Christmas season. Come on.
2024, I will not miss any of the big local games in Singapore. But let us know what you think. What were some of your highs and lows of Singapore football? Send all of your comments to
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_MY on Twitter, Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
And I just want to say sincerely, myself and my friend here, Keong, we've loved all your comments in 2023, right?
Fantastic.
The feedback, the
when
community.
the Perry Ng situation, bro. You got like comments after comments. Well, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. We'll be back in 2024. So our next episode will look ahead to next year and what we think and hope will happen in 2024, both in the English Premier League and in Singapore football.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Take care. See you soon.